right, boys and girls, here is your math assignment for today. You are going to open up to page 281 in your student activity book. Go ahead and pause the video and get it out and open to this page so that you're ready to do some problems with me. Go ahead and pause the video right now to do that. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get started. So I'm gonna go ahead and do some problems with you, and then I'm gonna have you do the rest on your own, okay? Just like yesterday. The first four, it tells you to write each fraction as a sum, That means addition of fractions in two different ways. So what plus what can give us 3/10? Well, one way we could do 1/10 plus 1/10 plus 1/10. That's one way. We could also say 2/10 plus 1/10. That's another way. So it's just asking you to write the sum of this fraction in two ways. So I wrote 1/10 plus 1/10 plus 1/10, or you could do 2/10 plus 1/10. You could also do 1/10 plus 2/10. You can be creative here. You're going to do that for 2, 3, and 4. Okay, on number 5, you're going to add and subtract. These top ones, well, I'll go ahead and do this one with you. 5/8 plus 3/8, 5, 6, 7, 8. That equals 8/8, which is also equivalent to 1 whole. Okay? I'll go ahead and do 8 with you because 8 actually looks pretty easy. I'm going to do number 9 with you. This one's a bit different. So remember, we always start with our fractions. And if I'm doing 5 2/3 plus 4 1/3, I'm going to do 2/3 plus 1/3, which would give me, I'm going to write it over here to the side first, 3/3. Now, just like up here, remember if we have the same number on the numerator than on the denominator, 3/3 is going to be the same as 1 whole, okay? So instead of writing 1 down here, we're just going to carry it over here. I'm going to say, oh, okay, we have 1. So now we have 5 plus 4, which is 9, plus 1 is 10. So we have 10 evenly. We don't have any fractions, okay? I'm going to go ahead and do number 10 with you as well. Sorry, my finger got in the way. Because I know addition and subtraction can be a bit tricky. So we have 1/6 minus 2/6. We can't do that, remember. So we're going to have to borrow from this 7. We're going to make that 7 a 6. And then we're going to take that 1 that we took away and we're going to add 1 over here. Now what is our fraction of 1? Remember, a fraction of 1 could be 3/3, 4/4, 5/5, 6/6. In order to know what my fraction of 1 is, I'm going to look at the denominator. Since the denominator is 6, this also should be a 6. So my fraction of 1 is going to be 6/6. Okay? So when I add 1/6 plus this 1 whole, or 6/6, 1/6 plus 6/6 equals 7/6. So now I can do 7/6 minus 2/6, and that will give me 5/6, which is a proper fraction. Now, it's, again, just to not confuse you, it's not improper because the numerator is smaller than the denominator. So it's a good fraction. We like it. 6 minus 3 is 3. And so that is our answer. I would like you to solve the rest. I just solved 2 with you. I want you to do 8, 11, 12, and 13. 13 is a little tricky. Just remember, you're going to have to borrow there, okay? You're going to have to borrow to make a fraction over here that you can take away 1/4 from. So you're going to have to add something there. Okay, multiply with write your answer as a mixed number or a whole number when possible, okay? If it's ever an improper fraction, you're going to switch it up. So 14 looks pretty simple. 15 looks good. I'm going to do 16 with you, okay? So when we multiply, it's pretty easy at first. We do 5 times the numerator. 5 times 3 is 15/5. Now, some of you could probably do this in your head, but we're gonna convert this improper fraction into a mixed number. So we're going to do 15 divided by 5, which 5 times what gets me closest to 15? Oh, 3 gives me exactly 15. So I have 3 and no fractions. So 15/5 is the same thing as 3 wholes. Okay? So just make sure, it even says in the directions, if you get an improper fraction, make sure you always convert it to a mixed number or a whole number when possible. Okay? You're also going to turn the page, and you're going to do page number 282. I'll do the first problem with you. So I'm going to read the directions first. It says write an equation, then solve. So you're going to have 2 answers here. You're going to have the equation and then the answer. Dimitri rode his bike 32 miles yesterday. He rode 12 4/5 miles before lunch and the rest of the distance after lunch. How far did he ride after lunch? So it looks like we have the total here, and we have one of the distances right here. We need to find the other distance. So something plus this equals 32. Since I don't have that other something, I'm going to have to do 32 minus 12 4/5. Do you see how I made sure to be very careful at lining up my numbers? That's really important, okay? So we're going to go ahead and solve 32 minus 12 4/5. Now there's a problem here. We don't have any fifths right here. So what we need to do is we need to borrow from 32. Make that a 31. Okay. And then we're going to have to take 1 whole over here. What is that going to be? Because that one that we took, because now it's a 31, we're going to have to put 1 here. Since the denominator is 5, we're going to put 5/5. So now we can take away 4/5 from 5/5. That would give us 1/5. 31 minus 12, well, oh no, 1 minus 2, you can't do that. Cross out the 3, make it a 2. This becomes an 11. Get 9 and 2 minus 1. So our answer would be 19 1/5. And 1/5 miles. But I just remembered, because I looked at the directions, I forgot to do something. I need to write an equation. So I'm going to write an equation right here. And that equation was what I did right here. But just writing it right here doesn't count. I have to write an equation horizontally like this. So I can write 32 minus 12 4/5 equals, I can say for D for distance, okay? And then over here, my answer, I can just write it like that, or I can write D equals 19 1/5 miles. That is how I want you to solve numbers 21 through 25, okay? And that is all you're doing for today as far as practice. Once you are done with both of these pages, you are going to go on student.masteryconnect.com, and that information will be in the Google Slides. So go ahead and check it out. Bye.